Okay, so we're going to start actually on all fours in a cat-cow position. So we're just going to get your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. So pressing into the floor with our fingers, and we're just going to drop the hips down, looking up a little bit. We don't have to look up really high. We're just starting to get some movement. So try and make this really smooth all the way through the spine. We'll just start off with that, mobilizing the spine. So bringing the navel up to the ceiling and then dropping it down towards the floor as you look up to the sky. And then you can bring your breath into this as well. So we can breathe in as we rise up towards the sky and then dropping down, breathing out and looking up and trying to keep some kind of softness in the shoulders here if you've got sore shoulders. So a few more like that, just mobilizing into the spine. And allowing the breath to fill up the whole of the back of the body. We can use the breath to kind of heal us a little bit. If we have got sore muscles, it kind of helps you to release into those areas. So we'll do a couple more. 1. And then 1 more. And then we're just going to shrug the shoulders as if, I'll just show you as if you're sitting down. We're just going to do a bit like a train movement into the shoulders, but on all fours. So we're getting a little bit more blood flow into there, around the neck. So just rotating around and then forwards if you've been going backwards. Pressing into the floor, and then we can go back again. Might hear some crunching in there. I can hear a little bit of crunching going on. And then forwards. Okay, so we're then going to take 1 foot forward. And we're just going to move forwards and backwards, moving into the hamstring. You might want something under your knee if your knee is a little bit sore on the floor. And then we're just going to hold, bring the toes towards you. Take a few breaths there. Trying to release into the back of the legs. And then we'll go forwards, take that foot back and bring the other one forward. So again, moving forwards and backwards into the back of the leg. And then we will hold and breathe. So breathing into the back of the legs, bringing the toes towards you if you can. This is quite a challenging stretch. It's not an easy one. And then we're going to come up to standing and then just bring the knees up and hug them towards us. Okay, and then start taking the hands away and just marching on the spot a little bit, bringing a little bit more speed into it, and then we can bring the arms into alternate arms. Okay, and then we can also bring some hip mobilization into it. So we're just going to pretend we're stepping over a gate and then back the other way. So mobilizing the hips, engaging the core so we're not leaning forward and back. And then the other side. Trying to keep stable. Some days are more wobbly than others. 1 more. Okay, and then we're going to go into the arms a little bit. So we'll just rotate the arms back and round, making really big, wide circles here. And if you have got sore arms or shoulders, then this can feel really nice. And then we can go forwards as well. really big circles. And then just take your left arm onto your right shoulder and just feel around the shoulder and see if there's anywhere that feels like it's a little bit tender. And then we're just going to take the right arm and rotate that around. And then you can move your fingers. This is kind of a self-massage technique, which sometimes I use when I've got sore muscles in that area. You find a trigger point, so you find somewhere where it feels a bit sore and you press on that whilst you're bringing some movement into it, and you can move your fingers around. And it's a little bit like giving yourself a massage. That's quite nice if you've got sore muscles or a little niggle somewhere. Okay, and then we're going to swap sides. So just bring that arm down to the floor. We'll take our left arm out, right arm to the back of the neck or around the shoulder. And then we just rotate that arm forward. Just finding the spot where you can feel something. And then you might want to revisit that later. Just do a few more. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start today with some side-lying leg raises. So we're working on the glutes. So we're just going to lie down, and you can either be propped up on your arm, or you can lie like this with your head on the floor. It's up to you, it doesn't really matter. And we're going to do one side then the other, 40 seconds. So just check that you're in a nice straight line down your front, so you've got your legs aren't forward or back. And we're just going to bring that leg up, making sure the toes are pointing forward, and we're just going to continue to raise and lower and make this movement nice and smooth as well. So we're trying to keep the core engaged as well when we're in this position, because otherwise we'll start rolling forwards or backwards. And then we're going to hold for 10 at the top here. So if you did have bands and you wanted to do this exercise yourself, then you could use bands to create some extra resistance. Okay, and then lower, and then we're going to do the other side. So we just spin around, check your alignment again, and then we can raise and lower, 40 seconds. Nice and smooth. Wobble from side to side, making sure that the toes are pointing forward. And then we're going to hold at the top of the next one. So just holding and breathing. A few more seconds. And release down. Okay, so we're going to come up to standing now. And we're going to do a lateral lunge, so a nice leg exercise here. If you have got a weight and you want to use it, you can hold it in the middle here. And we're just going to step from one side to the other in that lateral lunge position. If you don't have a weight, then we can just step from side to side like this, and your arms can be wherever you want. You can have them across your chest if you want to, keep them out of the way, or you can have them down by your side. It doesn't matter. We're halfway through already. We're trying to take that nice and wide, and you will lean forward a little bit. It's okay. Moving in a different plane to what we normally would move in. And back to center. Okay, so the next exercise we're doing is a warrior crunch, which you may have done before. Again, we're going to go into a squat position, Hands are going to go on the hips, and then we're going to move from side to side. So we're engaging the whole of this torso area, using the core, and also having to stabilize through the legs as well. So just moving from side to side. If you did have a weight, you wanted to use it, you could hold it in the middle here, but it's not necessary. You're still going to get benefit from doing this exercise without a weight. So it's quite a powerful position to be in this. It's sort of called the warrior crunch, and you feel a bit like a warrior standing really strong in this squat position. And back to center release. Okay, so the next exercise is down on the ground again, and it's a core exercise. So there's a few variations on this one. We can either have the knees bent, and we can move the knees from side to side in this position, or we can have one leg bent and one leg stretched, or we can have both legs as straight as you can get them, and we're going to move from side to side. So the important thing here is making sure that you can keep that core engaged. So if you are doing this one and you're not able to keep your core engaged, there is a risk in the lower back here. So it's better to just take it down a little bit. You'll soon be able to do the full version if you keep practicing. So we're pressing into the hands and down to the floor and down to the other side. And you're still getting a benefit. It's not like if you don't do the full version, you're not going to get a benefit from doing this exercise. It's still going to work your core. And then you can build up the strength to be able to do the full version. So, some days you can do it as well, and some days you can't. It depends what you were doing the day before. And back to the center. Okay, and then we're going to stand up again. And we're going to do another leg exercise. So we're going from, we're doing another modification on the lunge. So we're going to just lunge to the side here, a bit like we're doing a curtsy, nice and low to each side. So again, you can use a weight if you want, but we don't have to. So we're just dropping the knee down to the side. Again, this is moving in a different plane to how we would usually move. And yeah, your choice where you put your hands, your arms, can be on your hips or across your chest, your choice. And you should feel also this is kind of stretching some of the muscles as well as you do the exercise. So it's not just about strength, it's about getting mobility into the body, getting movement in different patterns than you normally would. And then back to center. Okay, so we're going to go back around the circuit again. So we start with the side lying leg raises. So check your alignment and then just bringing that leg up and lowering. And it's really important to get these other types of movement in, because we get quite singularly focused when and especially because we're not able to swim at the moment. We're just going to hold here now. So conditioning work really helps with keeping your body moving in different ways. Okay, so we're going to go to the other side now. Raising and lowering. Remember to check your alignment, making sure that your toes are pointing forwards as well. And breathing as well. That's the other thing we sometimes forget to do. Halfway through. Nice and smooth. Focus on trying to keep that movement as smooth as you can. And then we're going to hold. Foot facing forward. You might be feeling it a little bit now. And lowering down. Okay, then we're coming back up to standing and we're going to do our lateral lunge. So from side to side, we're doing a lunge. Stepping to the right and then the left. Slight lean forward in the body. Halfway through. A few more. And then we're done on this one. So come back to center. So we're going to stay in the center. Just take our legs quite wide apart. Toes pointing out about 45 degrees. Take that nice low squat. And then we're going to crunch from side to side. Hands on hips or across your chest. Engaging the core, making sure that spine is neutral as well, because we want to be moving in a nice, safe way. And we've got about 10 seconds left. And 3. And back to center. Awesome. Okay, then we're down on the floor for our windscreen wipers. So whichever version you want to do. Remember, you can have one leg straight, both legs bent, or both legs straight. It's up to you. And we're trying to keep the core nice and engaged. And this time you might change the way you're doing it. You might get part way through and think, actually, I want to make this a little bit easier, or I want to make this a little bit harder. Just experiment a bit. And we've got 10 seconds left. Pressing the hands into the floor, that helps as well. And then back to center, and then just hug the knees in. We're going to come up to standing, and then we're going to do our squat curtsy. So we're taking the leg all the way over to one side and then the other. So we're going low, getting that knee down towards the floor. And again, this is another one you could do with a weight if you wanted to. You're getting this multi-directional forces on the knees as you bend in different directions. A few more. And release. Okay, so we're back around to the beginning again, to the first exercise. So our side lying leg raises. Lifting up, and then the toes pointing forward and lowering. And we're going to hold for a little bit longer this time. So we're going to do 15 seconds instead of 10. Okay, so we're just going to hold here. Nice and strong. Keep breathing. Keep your toes pointing forward. And push the heel away from you if you can as well. Got a few more left, a few more seconds left. And release. Okay, and then swapping around to the other side. Okay, so lifting up and lowering. I need to keep my eye on my watch. Remembering to keep that, try and push the heel away from you if you can, keeping the toes pointing forward. Okay, next one we're going to hold and breathe. Toes pointing forward, heel pushing away a little bit if you can. Breathing and holding and release down. Awesome, good job. Okay, and then we're going to go back into our standing lateral lunge. So we're standing, stepping from side to side, lunging from side to side. A little bit of forward lean is good. Keeping the feet facing forward as well. So try and keep that, the toes pointing towards the screen. I guess that's what you're looking at, so forward. And last one into the center. And then into our warrior crunch. So again, we've got our feet nice and wide, nice low squats, trying to sit back and then hands on the hips and from side to side, engaging that core, just being aware of what's happening when you do this exercise. So when you come back up to center, think about drawing up and keeping your abs engaged. And then pressing into the feet, engaging the legs, like really focusing on connecting down with the ground as we're doing this as well. A few more left. And back up to center. Okay, so then we're going back into the core exercise, our windscreen wipers. So back on the mat, whichever option you want to do, you can do one leg as well, just bending one leg. So either both legs bent, one leg bent, or both legs straight. It's your choice, pressing down into the floor as you do the exercise. This is really about controlling the core area as you roll from side to side. Or as you move from side to side, back up to center and then release. And then we're coming back up to standing and into that squat curtsy again. So I'm going to grab a weight this time. So we're going to the side, lowering down, bringing the knee as close as you can to the floor. You might feel this stretching through the hamstrings as well. 10 more seconds. Okay, and then release down. Okay, so we'll do a few stretches now to finish off with. We will start sitting down, and then if you take out your right leg, bring your left leg in towards you, and you can just push behind you, sitting up straight, sitting up tall, and then turn your body to be facing towards that straight toe. And then we can start to lean forward, leading with the chin and the chest. So we're creating space here in the back. And you can, if you are flexible, you might be able to grab hold of your calf, your ankle, your toe. If you're not like me, then you may just be in this position, and this will be enough to feel something happening. Taking some breaths in and out, trying to keep your toes pointing towards you as well. So you'll notice if you start bringing your toes towards you, you'll feel more of a calf release here as well. So we're aiming to get our torso towards the leg. We don't want to be collapsing in this position. Okay, and then we're going to swap sides. So bring the right leg in, left leg out. And again, just sit up tall and then rotate around so that you're facing that leg that's straight, the left leg. And then we're aiming to lean forward with the chin and the chest and feel some kind of release in the back of the leg here. So it's not about how far down you can get to your foot, it's about what you can feel here. Taking some breaths in and out. I'm trying to release as well here, because we do tend to hold, especially if you know you're stiff in the hamstrings and calves. It can be quite a hard position to be in. So keep breathing in and out. Bringing the toes towards you a little bit. Okay, and then we'll release that stretch as well. So we're going to do a piriformis stretch. So just lying down on our backs, bringing the knees in towards you, and we're just going to cross the right leg over the left. So cross the ankle here, across just underneath the knee, and then we're going to reach through that bent leg, that left leg, lie back down, and then we're just trying to bring that leg towards us, the left leg towards us. So we're trying to squeeze that in, and then gently pressing the right knee away from you. So this knee here that's bent, we're pressing that one away. And also be aware of what's happening in your neck area. So if your head's gone back, just tuck the chin in so that we keep a neutral spine in this position as well. Taking some nice deep breaths in and out. And you'll feel this in your piriformis or around the glutes area. This is a great stretch to do. Keeping the shoulders in contact with the floor if you can. We're going to take another deep breath in and out here before swapping sides. So squeezing the leg in towards you as you breathe out. And releasing. Okay, so just place that bent knee down. Place both feet down on the floor. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. And keeping the right leg, right foot on the floor, and the left ankle goes across underneath the knee. I'm going to reach through and just bring that leg, the right leg towards us, and pushing the left knee away. So feeling that stretch in the glutes and the piriformis. And we're also breathing here. Remember to tuck your chin if your neck has started to extend, or crunch, if you start to crunch and look up towards the sky, or towards the back wall. Taking some nice deep breaths. You can do this as well up against a wall. So if you were up against a wall, you'd have your leg straight up against the wall and then just cross your ankle over. It's a really nice release. using the wall for support. That can really help you to just relax a little bit more. It's something I like to do before bed sometimes. Okay, then just release down. Well, squeeze the knees in towards our chest, hug the knees in. And then you can rock a little bit from side to side. Just giving the lower back a little bit of a massage. And then we can make a few circles as well here. So we're taking the knees a little bit away from us and then bringing them back in, making a circle clockwise, massaging that lower back, and then we can go back round the other way. Okay, and then just cross your ankles over, and we're going to rock up to sit, and we'll do one final inner thigh stretch. So we're bringing our feet close together. Feet together, if you can, and then we can bring the feet closer in or further away, depending on how flexible you are in the hips. And we're just going to hold onto the toes. And again, we're lifting up, so we're creating that nice space in the spine, and then leading with the chin and the chest forward so that we can stretch and feel that release in the inner thighs. So taking some deep breaths here as well. And when you take that breath out, you can see if you can release down a little bit more. But remember, we're not collapsing, we're leading with the chin and the chest, trying to create space. So we'll take 2 more deep breaths in and out here. Okay, and then just straighten the legs out in front. Give them a little shake. Pattering the backs of the legs on the floor. You can shake your ankles from side to side. Just let those release as well. Give the arms a bit of a shake. Okay, well done, guys. Thanks for joining me again.